Good evening everybody, and a very warm welcome to Behringer. And today I have a layout update, and this is part 2 of going into storage. Some further progress has been made, and also I wanted to show you a few plans of what to expect ahead. Also, whilst we're here, I'm contemplating making some changes down this end. Nothing very major, but I will get right to it. So here we are over at the fueling point, and the change that I'm contemplating making is I would like to add a bit more height to the area in general. And I've always liked the idea of this is a ratio catalogue, so this is it here, just so you know what you're looking at. And basically I'm liking the idea of this carriage shed here. I've always liked the idea of it, but I don't actually have anywhere to really put it except for here. And I'm seriously contemplating extending this siding out to the other end and basically removing the fueling point and have it as a storage area and more to carriage sidings area, and maybe removing the fueling point or moving it slightly elsewhere. I haven't really thought about it yet, but I'm really liking the idea of that idea, so I'm hoping that it will work. In fact, I know it will work because I'm going to be putting it together, so what could possibly go wrong, she says. So yeah, I mean, it couldn't be any worse than my nuclear flask terminal kit to put together. It does look, dare I say it, slightly easier in terms of it's a bit more boxy and it looks more straightforward to put together, but I could be completely wrong. But I am feeling the idea of it, so that's kind of what I'm contemplating doing. But first, let me take you back to the filler yard, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing over there. So here we are at the filler yard, and the first thing to tell you is that I've now completed it. Well, this side of it. I finally added the final 3 sidings, which were 1, 2 and 3 here, which I've done today. And the good news is I've managed to get an extra siding, being this one, to take another 2-car DMU unit, which is currently occupied by my Class 108. And the 2 further ones are only good enough for 1.5 cars. So currently my parcels unit and my Riva Trains Wales 153 are occupying those 2, which is perfectly fine. So now it's all completed this end, and now I have a very yellow front-ended fanned out sidings, really, with all my little DMUs all parked up. But they make a lovely sight, various classes and various liveries. It's very colourful sort of siding, to be honest, with NSC, Regional Railways and the Riva Trains Wales sort of taking it, as well as some blue. But what I wanted to show you was just basically kind of like a diagram, a very rough diagram, not to scale by any stretch of the imagination, so let me just point that out first and foremost, of what's going to happen on the upper level, or what I'm intending on the upper level basically. Now this sort of bit here is the dotted line bit kind of thing, is the sort of it's a transitional period between the upper and the lower level. So basically that will be the upper level, and then that will gradually become the lower level. And basically the trains from the lower level will cross a set of points along the back there, which will then take it to basically this line here. And this is really only intended for a single car unit, or maybe a 2-car unit. I think it will work with a 2-car unit, but no more than that. So basically all the carriages and the long stuff can stay down here preferably, and if I can get a lot of the 2-car units and stuff like that up there, then that's good. But obviously I've got a home for this here. I mean, I'm just making the most out of what I have. I mean, I've got a lot of DMUs at the moment, and because I love them so much, no doubt that there'll be a fair number of DMUs that will come into my fleet at some point in the future. Now basically it will be a line that will run from right to left all the way down to the other end, and basically the idea is that at this end, this bottom level here, is for a 2-car unit. That's what I'm hoping for. And then as soon as we've got enough clearance, then the line will diverge all the way across, right across the back, for it to then connect with the line at the back to then descend to another 2-car unit, which will then have another set of points to make it join the rest of the line, so it can then go onto the main layout. And I'm hoping that will work, and I'm pretty certain it will do, because I did do a little test run with my EPB not that long ago, so I know it can clear it and it will clear it. The issue I think is going to be where the line comes from the back to the front, how far along it can come, because if it comes out like say up to there, I've still got to try and fit a 2-car unit in here if I can, so I don't know, and still not compromise it getting up the slope. So that's kind of where I might come a cropper. Worst comes to the worst, it will still work with just the locomotive side of it, but I'm just trying to cover a bit more, give myself a few more options in terms of what I can put on the upper level. And then basically, if we say that's a locomotive there, it will kind of say come across from the back, across towards the front. And then after, basically, if it's a single kind of locomotive, it will kind of come and basically go diagonally part across, and basically all the locos will then be part across. I don't know how many I'm going to get, but essentially that's kind of where that comes into play. So all the locos will be sort of all stored like that all the way along. Like I said, I think here is about 7, or I've drawn 7 or something like that, but it could be more, it could be less, I don't know. And if I decide to take it further, what I could do is on this end, attach it to that end and basically fan it out going that way. Like I've done it going this way, I can do it going that way, and then basically give myself some more space to store some more locos on the upper level on that side. But I don't really want to do that, to be honest with you. If I can get away with it, we're going to see how we get on. The thing is, although the main storage area is here on the filler yard, there are still sidings and stations and bits and pieces where trains can be stored on the layout. But I just don't want it to get to a point where I can't move anything out from the fiddle yard or anything into the fiddle yard because it's too congested, basically both on the layout and on the fiddle yard. So, but I think I should be grateful for what I have here actually, because I think I've done pretty well, and so yeah, I think I've done pretty well. It's just that I don't like the idea of having stuff in boxes, because things just don't get used if they're in boxes, and it becomes too much of a pain to take them out to use them. You just kind of end up going, oh, I'll just stick to what I have, I can't be bothered to take it out and swap it over and all the rest of it. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get a lot of the stuff out of boxes. And the thing is, with, like I did say yesterday, with DMUs, I love using DMUs just because, like I said, the simplicity of it. They're just to hand, they don't really give me too much trouble in terms of running. They all run sweet and seem to go over everything and go all round the bends, whereas coaches for some reason tend to have a mind of their own sometimes, and wagons and stuff like that, and they come off sometimes. So I just find that sometimes if you get home and you just want to have a quick play but can't be bothered to do the whole lot, you can sort of, the option is there to either have a little shunting mode over at New Shot and Offord on the Hill, or I can have a little branch line run with the DMUs. So it just kind of depends on where the mood takes me, really. So that's what we have. I will stop rambling on now, and yes, stick by for further developments here. Like I said, I'll get more done as time and money progresses, really. But my next stage really is going to be to really finish that corner off, which in truth I should have probably done work from back to front first, really. But never mind, this is what we have so far. So I'm going to need to feed in another point here, which will take it down there, and then onto the final 2 points down the end there for the crossover, so I can link it up to the upper level. Then I can start thinking about making the upper level and making the most out of the space of what I have, really. So anyway, I will love you and leave you, and I'll just leave you a final shot of my Class 25 sort of playing peekaboo in between the coaches. So thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will speak to you all soon.